Hey everybody, I want to talk to you today about scalability. I'm always getting questions from people that are like, hey, we are at $500,000, $1 million, whatever, and we're trying to get to the next mark and the next mark, and we want to put systems in place. Well, guess what? You're on the right track. Scalability requires systems. It requires a business model. You can't easily duplicate one-offs. So if a lot of your business is one-offs, it makes it really hard to duplicate, even harder to scale. So one of the biggest parts of your model needs to be this one word that nobody likes to hear me say. It's your niche. You've got to have your niche very well defined, not only in your customer, but your product. So your service, whatever your product or service is, whatever your customer is. And when you can get those two pieces very fine-tuned in your model, it makes everything else easier. What other kind of things are very important in your model? Other things that are really important are things like your pricing, how you do your pricing, how you do your packaging. And again, whether that is a product or a service, you can do packages, bundles, different things. In the coaching space, people always have a bronze, silver, or gold package or whatever it is. In our space, we have our corporate, advisor, fast track, and prime. That's how we try to build our bundle, if you will, of services and what comes with that. That's our core model. And it's easy to scale the core model, but it's not easy when somebody says, hey, I want you to fill in the blank. And you look at it and go, well, that's not in our model. In fact, we have that built into our model because we do get a lot of those questions. And that usually falls under our Prime program, because Prime is kind of a catch-all where it's custom, but I know the pricing, I know the time commitment. It's very easy for me to scope that work under that model and that price point. And so even though it's a one-off for us, it falls under a model that we have. But there's only like 1 out of every 25 opportunities fall under that. Everything else in our business falls under a very simple model. And so when you're looking at your business, and you're trying to think about how do I scale this thing, part of it is looking at that model, trying to get that very, very well defined. And then the systems piece is very important because at the end of the day, you only have so many hours. People on your team only have so many hours. So if your business is fundamentally built on hours for dollars exchange, you've got to find a way to scale the people side of that business. That means out of everything you do, one of the biggest systems you have to have is a recruiting system. Something that continually brings in the right talent in order to make that work. So there's a lot of areas for your business that you need to have models and systems for, but that is the foundation of scalability. Models and systems for everything in the business so that you can easily replicate it.